Hello internets, here we are. We got ourselves a little bit of a vlog, a couple things roasting, a couple things floating around in my head that I would like to share. It is what it is, and around we go. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. Well, I've had a couple nights now at my new space, trying to fit everything into that room. I had so much delivered at one time that it's made it a little cramped, so makes it a bit difficult to move around in there. I probably shouldn't have went camping and spent the last 2 weeks focused on there, and then it would be all done and all that stuff. But sometimes a person needs the getaway, needs the break, needs the reflection to get the new direction or a new direction to go for the upcoming year. So much has happened already this summer that it's been a busy summer, and there still is 2 or 3 things left before the fall still to unfold. I know I've procrastinated a bit and rescheduled and postponed the dentist a couple of times, partly because I know that when it happens I'm going to be down for a while, and when that happens none of the stuff that I've got done over the last couple of months will be getting done. And with the summer being the way it has been so far, and the next couple of months into fall being what it's going to be, I can't afford to be down. There's things here that need to be done by me, not paid to get done by somebody else, or not getting done at all, period. If money was no object, then things would be a lot easier. I could go buy a shed or go buy a brand new cargo trailer and just toss the Jayco and be done with it. If money was no object, I could hire a moving company, junk moving companies, just to make everything that's left behind in this apartment essentially disappear, and just go out and rebuy new items as I need them in the future. You know, if money was no object, then life would be a lot easier in some ways. However, that's not the way, you know, my life is. My life has been working for what I have, wanting what I have, focusing on it and going for it. As I walk through what is now the shell of my former apartment, I start to kind of miss it already. I have memories here, peaceful times here, quiet times here, little bit of closed in times, but a lot better than the other apartment I lived in, and a lot better memories than what was in the house there. This is the first apartment that I've got for myself, for solely myself. I don't know if I've mentioned this in a previous vlog, or if it's been scripts that I've written in my head over the last few weeks. But my first apartment was basically with me and my first girlfriend, because she was causing issues with the landlord of the place that my parents were living in. When I was still half living at home, working a full-time night job, nobody ever seen me. Even my parents hardly ever seen me, because I'd go to work, come home, go into my little cave, go to work, come home, you know, once in a while they'd see me, but that's about it. But when she came along, she started spending more and more time at my place, and I thought she wanted a relationship. But really she was just looking for a place to crash, a place to sleep, so she didn't have to go home to her family that she didn't tell me about. Yeah, that's another story in itself. My second apartment was got in joint with somebody else, my second girlfriend, if you want to say so. And then my third apartment was kind of the same way. Then we ended up in the house, and then I ended up in a 2-bedroom apartment at the other apartment that I moved into after the house. And it was got because I was still holding out hope that my ex-wife would come back for a 4th round, just to repeat the cycle like she had done, many times before. But she never come back then, and it was time to move on from that apartment. So when I got this little 1-bedroom apartment on the 3rd floor, it was a quiet little bubble. There wasn't a lot of noise, wasn't a lot of young kids playing, wasn't a lot of traffic noise. It was my own little peaceful oasis, per se, from all the chaos and confusion that was still swirling around from the fallout of my past life. And I've been here now, well, if I were to have renewed my lease, then it would be going on now, 3 years. I probably would still be here without the intentions of moving. However, like I've mentioned in other vlogs, with the expenses and such the way they are, with my life's journey wanting to continue down from what it is to what I want it to be, something has to give, and I can't do both and still maintain this apartment. So the only thing is to move to a much smaller space and let this apartment go, and then focus the few $100s that will be left over, because I'm not paying the rent and bills onto my future. And who knows what the outcome of the next 5 to 10 years will be. I don't know if I will succeed and be able to fully fulfill the dreams that are in my head, or if I'm gonna epically fail big time and end up in some kind of one room little shack in a corner of a larger facility being watched over by professionals or whatever. But some people in my life don't understand what I'm doing. Some people in my life want me to play it safe and stay where I am. Some people in my life, they aren't super supportive in some of my endeavors or my insanity, however you want to put it. However, playing it safe kinda has led me to where I am today. If I would have sold the house in 2014 when I broke the hand, or even sold it in 2012 when everything fell apart, or when the lawyers were done with things, or even let it go in 2009 when the first half of everything started, then my journey would have begun that much earlier. Sometimes when you're playing it safe, staying where you are, not taking any risks or chances, sometimes in the end it bites you, because you never did invest anything or put in any groundwork for the so-called future. And with my life the way I want to live, I want to be able to live it to the fullest that I can on my good days. And I've tried to compromise, I've tried to make a way to do it like with a van. However, I can't afford or justify getting rid of the truck for a van, nor can I afford to buy a van with everything the way it is. So the only next thing to do is what I'm doing, the complete sacrifice of everything, and going a whole different route, different direction. And in a way, this is kind of the direction that I had planned on going when everything fell apart in 2018, hence why I started doing what I was doing. Then I was encouraged to stay around and deal with the lawyers and the courts and the paperwork and the harassment and the phone calls and the letters and all that wonderful stuff, because apparently if you try to live your freedom, then it looks like you're running away, and then the powers that be are not happy because suddenly you're not under their control. So I've spent the last 5 years mopping up messes, cleaning up things, dealing with, like I said, the fallout from everything. And now that majority of the fallout's been cleaned up, the phone calls have stopped. The only constant phone call I get is for somebody else with a whole different name that happens to have the same last name as me. So these people don't seem to understand that I'm not them, nor will I pay their debt just because we share a last name and maybe possibly related, a couple hundred years ago, kind of a thing. But you know how it goes, just a few ideas that I had floating around in my head that I thought that I would put out there and share. Probably going to be one of the last few vlogs that I shoot here at this apartment. One of these days, the pictures will be coming off the wall. The old Samsung computer monitor / TV will disappear completely. My desk will disappear, and this will be nothing but an empty shell of what it once was. But thanks for watching this here vlog, and as always, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.